Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com. In this tutorial we're going to look at another annotation that allows us to do dependency injection. So in 1998 the Java community process was established that allowed people to submit JSRs or Java specification requests proposing new functionality for Java and formalizing how that functionality should look. And JSR 250, which was published in 2006, included a specification for some tags that we can use here, which are supported by Spring. And in this tutorial, we're going to look at the resource annotation. So, as an alternative to AutoWired, which is a Spring standard, we can use this annotation from JSR 250. And I'd say don't worry too much about memorizing all these different annotations and remembering what they do. If you want to try to fix them in your brain, I'd recommend certainly typing them out in a test project yourself. But alternatively, you could just kind of watch the video and then you'll just have it in your mind that these things exist in case you come across them. Because it's not really, you don't have to use all of these all together, of course. You just need one way of doing it in your own project. So let's say we want to inject beans into these two set methods as we've been doing previously. Instead of using AutoWired, we can use this resource. And this is part of this annotation is part of JDK 1.6, I believe. So as long as you're using a Java version greater than 1.5, you should be fine. That annotation should be in there. You might have to add the import javax annotation.resource, and let's paste it here as well. And let's take a look at what this does. I think this will throw an error actually. So yeah, the first one has been wired in correctly, but we find that for the second one, we've got a choice of 3 different beans. So here there's a choice of 3 different beans that could fit this. Because I changed this in a previous project to use this log writer interface, and I've got 3 beans that implement that interface. So I've left that at this because although this will work if there's no ambiguity, a very typical usage of the resource annotation is to use it with the name attribute. So here, let's say we want this particular bean called Squirrel, which is just a stupid name I made up for illustrative purposes. If we want to use that particular bean in this particular method, if we want to inject it for this particular property, we can put in round brackets here, name equals Squirrel. It's just the name or ID of the bean, either one will do. And if we run this now, this works fine. So this works because there's no ambiguity here, but if there is ambiguity, you can use the name attribute here to fix the bean that you're going to wire in. And I've read stuff on the internet. Again, documentation seems to be a little bit sparse, but I think this works primarily by name. It's kind of its default method of working, and then narrows things down by type. So if you supply this without a name, of course I guess it's just going to go by type, but best to use it either with no ambiguity or specify the name, or an ID is fine here as well. So that's it for this tutorial, and until next time, happy coding.